Here's the intro. Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show. Anyone remember the days when Tekken was known for being a PlayStation exclusive series outside of the arcades? Obviously nowadays we know them for being a multi-platform franchise, although they still haven't released 1 through 5 or the original tag tournament outside of PlayStation systems. But in 2002 there was one game that was released exclusively on a system that wasn't on PlayStation or even had an arcade machine. That was Tekken Advance for Game Boy Advance. Okay, so there's an obvious reason why it never had an arcade release. Anyway, this game is non-canon, but it follows the events of Tekken 3, which is why everyone is wearing their Tekken 3 outfits. With all that said, let's check out the game. I bet you there's going to be a few different companies that had worked on this game. See, we have Namco right here. Alright, next is Tekken Advance. Oh. Okay then. A lot of the standard Tekken modes are here, but I'm mainly just going to be looking at the arcade mode, because let's face it, the other modes are basically just arcade mode, just with some altered rules. We've got a lot of the same standard characters from Tekken 3. I mean, like I said, this was a follow-up to Tekken 3, just not canon. I'm just going to go with King, because he's one of my favorite characters outside of Eddie Gordo, but Eddie Gordo isn't here, so yeah. This is still kind of a 3D fighting game, it's kind of that Super Nintendo type of 3D fighting game. Now the big question probably for all of you is, how do you pull off some moves with the amount of buttons that are on a GBA? Well, there's a few. I mean, yeah, you're not going to be able to pull off nearly as many moves as in the console games, but you can still pull off a few things. And let's be honest here, in most fighting games, even though they give us a ton of moves and combos to work with, we only end up using very few of them, so at least this game is being honest with itself. I don't know what the heck I'm saying. But yeah, there are enough moves to pull off here. In terms of graphics, it looks pretty nice for an early GBA game. This is one of those games where they took the models of the console version and turned them into sprites, but here they actually did a pretty good job because they don't look as blurry or pixelated. Maybe a little bit, but not too bad. The characters are a decent size and they stand out enough from the background to tell what's going on. The sounds and music are fine too. I mean, obviously they're a little bit bit-crushed considering the GBA's limitations, but they don't sound too bad. The soundtrack, on the other hand, is passable. The tracks aren't bad, they're just not all that good either. I mean, there are a couple that are kicking, but otherwise, it's not all that great. So as we're approaching the end of arcade mode, obviously, one of the last people is Heihachi, and after that is... oh. That's it. Okay, it's probably due to limitations. I'll give it a pass. I'll be brief about the other modes. Time Attack is basically arcade mode, but seeing how long it takes you to get through it. Survival mode is kinda how it sounds. You only have one health bar, and if you lose the whole thing. You can probably guess what tag battle is. You tag team with other players that you choose, and you try to take out the other team. Practice mode is practice mode. You practice with different characters to fight. Moving on. And that was Tekken Advance for Game Boy GBA Advance. Overall, a decent game. I mean, I wouldn't choose this one over other portable options, but it's not a bad way to go. So, if you're looking for a decent fighting game for some reason on GBA, this should be right up your alley. I hope you enjoyed this video. I figured I'd make something a little shorter after my previous a little over half an hour long video. And remember to like this video if you like it, and then subscribe if you want to see any more of these or any other types of videos, and thanks for watching.